Hi there, my name is Samuel and welcome back to another video where today we should be taking a look at the set 76125 Iron Man Hall of Armour, which does include 524 pieces. This was released in 2019 and is still available here in England and I believe in quite a lot of other countries, and this set I've definitely have seen on sale, and this does include 6 minifigures and this does retail for £55, $60 and €60, and this is sort of from Iron Man 3 but then it's an Infinity War set. It was basically, no apologies, it was an Endgame set. For some reason in the wave of Endgame they kind of just threw whatever into it. It was kind of weird, but hey, this honestly is a really good set nevertheless. This honestly it's just fantastic, mate. You get 3 other suits. You get the Eagle, so it's 4 different suits. You get that one, which is 5. For an Iron Man fan, anyone who's a fan of Iron Man, this is an absolute gold mine of the set. You get a couple Outriders for your army, and you get this modular system, which the idea is that you can build these and like buy multiple, which I really hope to get this 50% off at some point. It would be amazing. There's some YouTubers, I believe, Ashton Flash, who've made a massive scale of it. It looks incredible when they're like all stacked up in a round, and also you can do it with the other set that got released in 2020, which we'll be taking a look at some point on a Tuesday. Not really sure what Tuesday, but we will be taking a look at that. So yeah, let's get straight into it with these really awesome minifigures, because this set honestly is absolutely incredible. So starting off with the Outrider minifigure, there's a reason I wanted to take a look at this, as these minifigures I don't really feel these fit in, as I do say quite a lot in this video. These minifigures just of course from an Infinity War and Endgame, and this set is more like an Iron Man Infinity War saga set, so it doesn't completely work, but there you can see what the back printing looks like. I think it is pretty cool, and you can actually see that the arms is really cool with like the way that they've done the attachment, though these don't look too accurate to what you see, but nevertheless it is okay. See all the printing and that. So that is the Outrider minifigure. So starting off with the Iron Man Mark 50 here, you can see what it looks like. This is the nanotech armor, of course, which honestly the printing is absolutely fantastic on this figure. You can see all the detailing and everything. I think it's done really well. You can see all the different shading of the red, which is one part I really love about this suit. You can see we have the leg printing and everything, and the feet printing, and it just looks really cool. You can then see that we have the mask, the HUD, which looks really cool. Which then here you can see that we have Tony Stark's head, which a really cool thing is of course you've got the HUD printing, but you can add the hairpiece, which I think is a really neat idea. So that is pretty cool. It's a shame that you don't get him like as a minifigure in this set, but technically you do in the other one. And there you can see the helmet, which is really cool. And this, thankfully, is actually this one, and it's actually one of the last sets that we got this in for a couple of years, which was definitely quite weird. But there you can see that with all like the shiny chrome parts and everything. So that is the Iron Man Mark 50. So then jumping all the way back to Iron Man Mark 1, this is the first prototype suit that he actually made when he was escaping the cave. This is absolutely incredible. The printing on this minifigure is absolutely amazing. I love like the printing you've got there, and just everything about this figure is done really well. It's a shame that it uses a new helmet, because I guess actually no, sorry, it's accurate. I guess it's, to me, I really can't make my mind up. I'm always changing my mind on that element. It sort of works, but it sort of doesn't. There you can see that with everything, the gas and some Stark tech from, I think those are the missiles he made. But yeah, it looks honestly really cool, and the helmet is definitely really cool. So then the idea is, because you have a translucent head, you can actually switch it out for Tony if you want him to wear that. But there you can see that, which is pretty awesome. Which is then next up we have the Iron Man Mark 5, which, my apologies, I actually did get this wrong. Sorry, you'll hear it later on in the video. This suit, right, I actually didn't realize we got it as the Mark 5. This is of course the one that he has in the suit. I completely didn't get this. This is the one from Iron Man 3. I completely didn't realize that it was the same suit for some reason. I really don't know how I forgot that, but anyway, there you can see that. You can see all the printing and all of that. So I guess if we got the race car set, which is one that I think quite a lot of people want, and I agree there, I think it'd be incredible. Yeah, it would definitely be a shame that this figure we would have already had, but I guess they could change it, do some battle damage or something. But there you can see the helmet, which thankfully is actually one of the old visors, which honestly it's really cool, though it's not consistent with the newer models. But yeah, this I think is a really awesome minifigure. Now let's go on to the final minifigure of the set. So jumping 36 places later, we have Iron Man Mark 41 all the way from Iron Man Mark 5. It's quite funny that there's not one in the middle, but anyway, well, I guess Igor's right at 36, so I guess he's sort of in the middle. You can see all the gold lines and the printing. I think this minifigure is absolutely incredible. All the intricate detailing is really awesome, and just everything about this figure looks really cool. You can see again that there is no head print, because they want to leave it so you can swap it out and everything. And then you can see this helmet here, which I think makes pretty cool, some more black lines and everything. So yeah, that is another really awesome suit, and I believe that's the only time I've ever got his helmet in black, which I think is really cool. So that is the Iron Man minifigure, which I think is absolutely incredible. Now let's go on to the final suit, which is the Igor outfit. So taking a look at the Igor mech itself, apologies, I actually was going to put this clip in later on, but I do record the minifigures after, so I am changing this when you hear me talk about me reviewing it, I've already done it, just wanted to clear that up. But anyway, taking a look at the Armour Mech, I know this has generated so many memes on just how terrible this looks, and I can't agree more. It does not look that good. You can see we have like the printing there, sorry, it's printed on the sticker. You can see the back of it, it actually doesn't look too bad from the back, but I mean, this really needed to be, oh, I don't know. I feel like this actually should have been like a Hulk Buster kind of size or a big fig. In fact, what they used to do, I believe, on the Lego video games, they'd make it, this is a big fig and actually put a minifigure inside of it. I think that would have been absolutely miles better, but there you can see it with the arc reactor. The faceplate looks terrible. It looks like a duck, being honest. Like, in fact, but this is like the Iron Man duck suit, I think, the Donald Duck suit. In fact, it is blue, so that works. But there you can see opening him on up. It looks, it just looks so weird. Honestly, you can move that aside, and then if we put Iron Man in there, you can see that it just looks so awkward the way he's like literally resting his feet on the back, not even in anywhere. You can then put this in and do it like that, and yeah, it looks terrible. Like, look at that, it literally just, oh, it barely works. It really doesn't. It might be better to pop off Iron Man's arms, but yeah, there you can see what it looks like in there. There's not really much else to say. There's the top, and there's the studs. So yeah, that really is the Armour Mech, which is pretty bad. So normally and typically what I do, I generally remove everything, but I wanted to show you all like this straight off the bat, because this is one of those sets that really every single part of this set is actually sort of there for a purpose. I guess actually, sorry, we can remove the Outrider, but apart from that, everything kind of makes sense. It all feels like it should be there, and it's quite a simple build. So we'll take a look at the Igor in a minute, but let's actually take a look at the actual build first. So starting off, we've actually got these little mini builds, which I think this is really cool. This is Dumb E, which they did in a poly bag as well. I never understood that. Why would they then do a separate poly bag that's like, what was it, like £3 to get Dumb E? I really didn't get that, but hey, nevertheless, I still think this is really neat. You can see what it looks like. It looks really cool. I like the build of it. This is like the third one I think we got, and we're getting a fourth one at Christmas. It's like, why have we got so many dummies? We've got more dummies than Deadpool and Wolverine combined, in fact, which is absolutely insane. But then you can see dummy, which is really cool. It's got like the studs and the Technic pins, and there it has a fire extinguisher there and a little cone on the top. So that is really cool. And then you have these two fire pieces, which, you know, it is what it is. It's pretty cool. Just typical fire builds for that. But then moving on over to this, you can see that we have this little area, which this is basically the area where he gets undone, well, where he undoes his armor. And he's that mechanic area. Taking a look at this little desk, you can see they actually do come off in modular. Like, everything about this set is modular, which I think that is one of the best and upsides of this set. Is just at the fact there's so much like playability that you can do that. But taking a look at this little build here, you can see what it looks like. Honestly, this is really awesome. You can see that we have, I believe that's Happy Hogan, or is that Nick? No, it can't be Nick Fury. Sorry, so I believe that's like Happy or someone like that. You can see that there's a system error with an Outrider, and you can see that the Iron Man mask. I think that is really cool, that print. Well, sorry, sticker print. I always say that, but there you can see there's some analytics and some graphs. You got an arc reactor, the new, I think that's the new element one. Then you just got all these other parts. Like, I think the computer screen is just done really, really well. Like, honestly, I think it's just such a simple build. I remember building this thinking it's simple, yet it's really effective, which is a saying that I really goes well with Lego. But there you can see that. So that is a little computer setup. And then moving on. So taking a look at the quite iconic part, this is basically the area where he stands and his suit generally flies off and on him in Iron Man 3, which is a pretty awesome scene. So the fact that we've got it here, it's really cool, and I love the way they've done it without the energy and like the webbing design. It just looks really neat. You can sort of more, in fact, where you can move it. The idea is that you can have him spinning around with his suit, which I think is really neat. Like, it's a really good, simple build. You can see we have the little Technic ball pins at the side, so you can have all the arms to like grab his suit and everything, which again, I think that is absolutely incredible. Just the way that this is simple but effective. It's on that element, which this element base plate is so nostalgic for me, for like the 2012 Hulk helicarrier breakout. But yeah, you can see that there, which of this honestly is just really cool. So that is the next part. Now let's move back on over to this part. So moving on up the build, you can see we have got this area, which is just a little platform here. I don't really understand why. I guess it does continue like the tower, but it'd be better if it wasn't, because then you could have minifigures attaching more easily. You have the little jetpack here, which I have just switched over to here. This, I guess it would make more sense to remove the orange, but that is from the Mark 1. You can then see that we have an Iron Man suit, which I'll take a look at those in a minute, and then these ones as well is what I was referring to, but of course we've already taken a look at the minifigures. But then moving it down and around, you can see that we have just got this really awesome wall. It's quite similar, but it still looks pretty cool. Just moving down, you have these spots where you put the suits, which honestly, I think it's done really nice, and I really hope to see it again some point in the future. Here you can see this area with this like red stud shooter, which is really cool. I don't believe I've ever had one before this set, so it's cool to see it, but I don't really get that. You can remove that as well, so it's kind of like all completely modular. So if you wanted to, you can literally do that in case you wanted to move it. Then you have got this area which is kind of cool. I guess you've got that there. You can see that. It's pretty cool with like smoothing machine. It's quite reminiscent to the what was it, the Malibu Mansion set, I believe, because they did actually have one. I remember building that out. It's quite cool. But then moving up and around, you can see, looking on the back side, you can see that we have got all of these windows, which honestly look really neat. We'll take a look at that again in a second. But there you can see the top. The top is quite simple, but again, really cool. And then there is actually this satellite radar disc, which I think is pretty cool. But now taking a look at the sticker prints, you can see them here. So for example, this one has got an absolute ton of Iron Man suits. In fact, we actually don't have, I don't think any of these. I think we might have that one. That one we don't like. Was that the Silver Centurion? That might be that one. But then these I don't think we have. So that's really cool to see. You then have this armor, which again is another armor that we don't have. Which this one I believe is actually the Iron Man 3 suit. So we don't actually have that one because you can see it is slightly different than that. So yeah, it's really awesome that the fact that we've got all these elements that really are just brand new suits. You know, we actually have some minifigure interpretation of them, and you actually can get his hairpiece there, which I don't understand the logic in that. I've never got why you'd put that there. But yeah, that is what that looks like. You can see that there's also some branches just moving along this side. You can see that we have a little desk here, so if you wanted to put some elements, a coffee mug, or whatever you wish to, you can. You can see we have the wrench. So yeah, that is what that looks like. So you can see that there are lots of elements. And now if we quickly take it apart into all of its modulars, you can just see the sheer amount of quality and quantity that we have here of all of the elements, which it looks really similar, and it got a little bit repetitive when I did build it because I do still remember that, but it's definitely is really worth it because what you can actually do apart from that, you can actually stack them on top of each other. So if we get this, for example, you can simply just attach it like that, and that is what I do with some of them. So for example, if you had 3 or 4 of these, you could literally just build a tower going all the way up to like the top of your display, which I think that is definitely a really smart move because it just means that there's so much more playability. There you can see that we have got these 3, which is really cool. When you hinge it, it makes it even better, and it's really simple. You can literally just pull it off with it on the jump plates, though trying to do it one-handed is not the best, but there you can see that it did kind of separate them. But yeah, those all of the elements. I think this is just a really fantastic idea, and it's definitely one I recommend. If you can get it 50% off, get a couple of them. It honestly would be absolutely incredible. Like my hope is one day to have maybe 3 or 4 of these. Most likely would be 2 or 3, but it'd be really cool just to have that whole like stack to the top of the shelf. I think it would look really awesome. But yeah, those are all of the elements. So now let's quickly take a look at the Igor Mech, then my final thoughts on this really awesome set. Overall, I think this set honestly is absolutely incredible, and this is worth every £55 or ever how much you spend on this set at full retail. It is absolutely worth it. It's absolutely incredible. The one thing I would change is making this just an Iron Man set in general, not even Iron Man 3. They could just do an Iron Man MCU collection set because you get 5 different Iron Man suits, and the Outrider, honestly, I kind of just prefer if we get rid of those there. Like, it is honestly an absolute fantastic set. In fact, it could have been really cool if they'd removed those and given us one more Iron Man suit, or even a Tony Stark. I know you get his hair, but I mean his actual like suit that he does wear, because I think that would have been really cool about his iconic vest or something like that. So yeah, what do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you own this set? Have you got a couple of these? Have you added the newer one? Because I do add the 2021, I do add on the top. So yeah, what do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And until tomorrow, if you see you there, bye for now.